Guys, it is George, Florida Parks After Dark. Hey, we are on Route 417, just outside Orlando, like we're leaving Walt Disney World. Sad, sad day. The traffic all the way to our right is coming off International Drive onto 417. International Drive and World Drive kind of meet here, and this is the main highway spur that kind of comes off of that. So if you're leaving Walt Disney World to end your vacation, it's a sad day for all of us. We know that. You're probably taking 417 to the airport or 417 to the Florida Turnpike to get home. Wanted to show you what this is like. So, real quick, 417. This is 4 o'clock on a Thursday. So traffic's a little heavier than it would be if you left, let's say, checkout time at 10 o'clock for a resort. A little lighter. This is getting into the rush hour 2-hour window here, and rush hour on 417 is a challenge. It's good to know. Between 4 and let's say 6:30, this road is busy, going the way we're going. So just so you know, this becomes a little busier. Long story short, 417 is one of the major thoroughfares that kind of goes across. I'm going to the airport, and we want to show you what it's like to get to the airport. What they're doing on this road to improve things is the toll booths are all fast speed ones. You don't have to stop unless you have to use change. You have Easy Pass, Sun Pass. They now have married in almost every speed pass, speed toll service nationwide into the service. So you can just drive straight through. So it avoids all that traffic and cuts down on stop and go, which leads to so many traffic issues. What they've also done, and you'll see it here in about 1 second, they've installed these signs above lanes. There's a red X and there's 3 green arrows. Pretty self-explanatory. Red X means that lane's closed, which is the shoulder. The 3 green arrows mean these 3 lanes are open, which means ahead of you, there isn't construction over the hill. There isn't a lane closed because of an accident. It's a way for you not to get into issues. One thing in Florida is you will come across construction in a blink of an eye. They don't close lanes down early on and force you over. It happens fast. So that's kind of how that works. That's brand new, just getting put in, I would say, in the last 2 months. So that's newbie. Okay, so you're leaving your Walt Disney World resort or your off-property resort for your Disney vacation, and you're heading to the airport. You're taking 417. Now, pause for a second. There's 2 ways to get to the airport, especially when you're coming off International Drive. There's Route 528. That's kind of to the north of us. And there's 417 where we are now. Think of an Oreo cookie. The 2 pieces of cookie are 417 and 528. The middle is the airport. So it depends on which way you want to go. Both get to the airport. One hits the bottom of the airport where we're going. One hits the top of the airport where 528 goes. Doesn't matter. Not one little bit. However, I will tell you, 417 is less business related. This is almost all tourists and people, so you don't end up having businesses get out at 5 o'clock in heavy traffic going through an urban center or a city center, coming out of a city center. 528 does. 528 is farther north and it's much more urban, much more business, much more traffic. 528 will have more likelihood of backing up than 417. That's been our experience. 417 just got done a pretty significant construction project on this side, going to the airport. So the lanes are open. It does create better flow. And so if I were you, my recommendation for Florida Parks After Dark would be to take 417 in. The ride from 417 to the airport, off you get off the exit, you'll see just a little bit here. It's an easy exit, it's easy to run in, you're kind of running right at it. It's nice. 528 road's a little busier, it's a little heavier. 528 goes all the way over to the other coast where Cape Canaveral is, and called the Space Coast. So you get a lot of heavy traffic going back and forth across that corridor. So that's it. Now, here's the sign we just passed. That would be the turnpike. If you're going on the turnpike north or south, That's the exit. Let's say you drove in from Georgia and you gotta take Turnpike North to get across the state line to get to Georgia. You pop off Turnpike, go up. Totally cool. This is going due east, almost directly east. It'll kind of meander a little bit. This how roads in Florida do with meander. And that's it. So, this is awesome. Now, let's say you are driving back home and you live on the northeast. This road, 417, does connect up here to Route 4. You don't have to remember this. Use your phones. And 4 goes in I-95. I-95 is the same I-95 they have outside New York City, outside Boston, outside DC, all those. So you just hit 95 and away you go, up you go. You go through all your cities. So that's just easy peasy. You've also, if you've kind of been watching, and I hope you have, traffic just lightened up a bit. Not a tremendous amount, but a bit. Here's why. People got off at the turnpike. Volume goes down, the number of lanes don't. We still got 3 lanes going. 2 lanes went to the turnpike. Those people are off our highway now. And now we're a little wide open. Now we're going to jump over here so you get a better view of the world. So that's it. That's kind of how it all lays. We're going to zip up 417 here. It's a fast road. It's not a slow road. It's a fast road. So you'll be going 65 is the speed limit in Florida. Let's be honest, we're all friends here. Florida's a plus 10 state. If you're doing 65, 75 is pretty much where you're going to be. Because if you're not, you're getting passed and run over. So just heads up. My friends in New York, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Now, we're already getting close-ish. Because you see, you might be able to see above that school bus, there's a plane. That plane's going into the airport where we're going. That's the Orlando International Airport. MCO is the code for that airport. And the airport exits in 2 miles. That's how quick this goes. We've been on 7 minutes since International Drive. 7 minutes. And we're 2 minutes away from the exit. So it's really not a bad hop, skip, and jump. It's also very easy to pop an Uber, very easy to do a Lyft to get here. The cost isn't extraordinary. Here's your issue with the airport. We'll talk more about when we get close. They have a significant parking issue in the airport. It has become a major international airport for the state of Florida. People are not just coming to Disney. It used to be a very Disney-oriented place. It has now become a major international airport for Florida. They've done some expansions. They just opened a new terminal up here, Terminal C. So it's more volume. They're now looking at the parking situation. I believe they've begun or will be beginning shortly construction on new parking garages to try to absorb some of that. What we're going to show you is economy parking. Parking's expensive as all get out. So we're going to do economy parking. They shuttle you in like you're topping a bus at Disney, shuttle you in the airport, and that's where you can go. So we're 1 mile out from the exit. We'll start getting over. This was clearly an easy run. We're just over 8.5 minutes, and we're about to jump off. 2 lanes here to the right, both go off the exit. Jump and go. So, now if you were to roll the clock back, I would use my old man phrase of back in the day. Back in the day, Boggy Creek, which is a road up here, is the next exit. It used to be the only way to the airport off this road. Boggy Creek was really very small 2-lane nothing road. They expanded this exit and the road into the airport, and it was a game changer. It made it easy to get up and in. You didn't have to go down through a lot of lights and then through kind of almost a country road. It's just a huge improvement because you'll keep seeing it. Plane after plane after plane come in to this airport. So it is not a quiet airport. But I will tell you honestly, having flown into the Newarks and the Phillies and the Miamis and the West Palm Beaches and the Fort Lauderdale airports, this is a good airport. So 417 takes a ramp up and over. And then right now you're running right at the airport. You kind of come down, and what we'll do is look for economy parking. We'll park, get our ticket, hop on our shuttle, and head to the airport. we'll show you pieces of all that so you get a sense on how that all lays out. There is normal parking. It is not cheap, so you can do that. We're going to be leaving the car here at the airport for a bit of time and really want to kind of save a few pennies, if you can imagine. So, well, turn a little bit. Sorry, let me get straightened out. All right. Straight ahead of you, that little nub right at the rise of the hill is actually the control tower for the airport. So that's kind of how close we are already. Boggy Creek, that road I talked about, is just to our right and down. So you're actually lower. They're running over top of all these roads you'd have to stop at and cross at, and silliness. So, one thing also to tell you, and this is something that surprised us initially. The Orlando International Airport has 2 runways on either side. Remember, like the 2 roads, they have 2 runways. So you'll see planes flying next to each other to land. It is not an accident waiting to happen. It is not a bad movie. It is literally just 2 main runways that are next to each other. So you will see a plane to your right and a plane to your left simultaneously zipping by, and it can be extraordinarily unnerving. So, just heads up on that. Control tower right there. There it is. There's your terminals. And now you're going to signage. Terminal C is a new terminal they just built. Brightline, which is the high-speed rail system here in South Florida, central to South Florida, out to now Tampa, I believe, runs out of that Terminal C. A nice little terminal. Popped the train out of there the other day. Then Terminal B and Terminal A, obviously. And all we're looking for now, counted parking, and we're gonna park our car and head on our way. So you're now officially at the International Airport. Straight ahead of you, that's Terminal C. To your left, the tiniest itsy bitsy bit. That's it. For those of you who rent cars and you're coming back into the airport to drop your car, we have an entire video on that. That's just to show you kind of how to do, what to do, where to go. So that's out there, but to tell you, when you come up here, there is a gas station. It's north, south, and west parkways. That's where we're going. There's a gas station right up here that it's a Shell that you can stop and get your gas. So you obviously do not want to ever go and drop on a car without gas in the car, because they charge you an exorbitant amount of money. You stop here at the Shell, you top off, you finish your ride in, and you're good to go. We're turning off the main drag into the airport because we're going to economy parking. And ta-da, there it is. Now there's a cell lot in case you're picking somebody up, blah, 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 but right now we're not. We're going to go here, we're going to park in county parking. This is South Park Place. I'm going to pick up our ticket. Now what's great about this parking here is you got the runway. So you actually watch planes take off here. You might see one on video, that'd be very cool. So we'll see. Getting our ticket. And there it is. Alright. So straight ahead of you, right past that chain link fence, is the runway. So right now, what they have is they have a bus loop. So you park your car, you hop on a bus, picks you up, away you go. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna find us a parking spot, and then I'll jump back on and show you guys. Now, interestingly enough, this is extraordinarily crowded. They have a lot of these things closed off. So let's go find us a spot. And I'll talk to you guys later. George Florida Parks After Dark. We are going to continue our adventure shortly. You guys take care. See you in a couple minutes.